So I had this idea sometime last year or so that I really wanted to revisit some older cartoons, ones that I've seen already, which I've done with newer stuff like the Bluey videos I do, the Adventure Time video that I just put up. But I also wanted to do some stuff from when I was a kid, from the 90s, like 100 years ago. But then I also had the idea that I didn't want to do it alone. So I have a very special guest with me here today. So if you would like to introduce yourself, please do so in the way that you'd like to be introduced.
Of course. How's it going, everybody? My name is Sputnik. I'm from the channel Sputnik Spyglass, and I also do reaction videos in the sort. Currently doing She-Ra, but I also have done Gravity Falls and other great shows. And yeah, just another reactor here. Excited to check out some Hey Arnold.
Legitimately, though, go check out Sputnik. Legitimately, his reactions are some of my favorites. The Gravity Falls ones, the Steven Universe ones, love watching them. Can't speak to the She-Ra ones, though. That's a show I'll get to at some point. But
definitely need to.
Legitimately great stuff on your channel, man.
Thank you.
But yeah, we are going to be watching Hey Arnold today. I sent you a little list of just a couple ones that were kind of at the top of my list, and you picked this one. You said this was your favorite one on the list. What drew you to Hey Arnold? What do you love so much about this show?
Most definitely. You gave me a pretty good list of shows, Courage and some others were on there, but Hey Arnold definitely spoke to me because it honestly has one of the, most interesting vibe. I don't know, that's not a very, I don't know if it's the most apt word to use, but the vibe of Steven Universe has always been something that, feels very interesting to me. I love just the art style, of course. The hand-drawn art style is great to it, but I also really love just the New York atmosphere that they encapsulate with the series. Love the jazz music as well with the series. It's just, it gives a very wholesome vibe to me, but also, I don't know, very realistic, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I was gonna say, when you mentioned the vibe, it's, a lot of cartoons try to be as funny as possible, as often as possible, but Hey Arnold is like one of the least funny cartoons from my childhood.
Definitely.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, like you said, it's wholesome. Arnold is just a really good kid. He doesn't act out. He's not a brat like on Ed, Edd and Eddy. They're all like idiots and brats and everything.
Indeed. I have to say,
he's just a good kid.
No, definitely. I have to say, for cartoons of its era or whatever, I feel like Arnold is a super understated main character, which is, I found interesting about his character. Just I feel like he's more of a blank slate for him to react to the world around him as a character.
Yeah, and it's mostly about the sort of side characters that we get the adventures with that kind of provide the color and the flavor, right?
Definitely.
And a very diverse cast too in the show.
Yeah, I love the cast.
It's just a lovely, wholesome, nice show. But one other thing you said about the New York aesthetic, have you ever been to New York City?
I have not. On my list of 2 places to go, most definitely. But I feel like I've gone there when I watch the show. No. Yeah, no.
That I get that. We're going for the first time. I've never been either. My wife and I are going for the first time in September for a wedding that's in like central upstate New York. But we're just gonna take a little detour over here to see a couple shows and experience it.
Definitely. That'll be awesome. You'll be able to verify if the show has done a good job of depicting New York then.
Yes, indeed. Cool. Another show, just a recommendation for you to check out at some point, not necessarily for content, but Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur also has that exact same, like, I feel like I've been to New York vibe.
Nice.
I'd love nails to see that really good. It's a really good show.
Yeah, I think I've seen a trailer for the show or whatnot, but it'd be cool to see it in full, the great 16:9 ratio, because Hey Arnold was indeed a 4:3 ratio show.
Yes,
so.
yeah. Back in the day, watching cartoons was a much different experience.
Indeed.
Which also brings me to one other question I wanted to ask you. Were you a Nickelodeon kid or a Cartoon Network kid?
Oh, this one is a tough question for me because with Adventure Time being my favorite show, I was pretty confident. I'm like, I gotta go with Cartoon Network. But the more I thought about it, I'm going to have to give it to Nickelodeon, which feels weird to say. Indeed, right? I feel like
that's kind of surprising to me.
Definitely. Nickelodeon had a wider, I guess, berth of shows that I was interested in because I was, with Cartoon Network not having the live, action shows until they did, which didn't go fantastically.
Yeah, no.
Indeed. I feel like Nickelodeon had, one of my favorite shows, Avatar: The Last Airbender. That one had me fully just glued to the screen when Avatar was coming out. But just with the
I didn't watch that one until 2020.
Oh man.
But hey, I got there. I saw it.
Indeed, yes.
It's great.
That's one of the shows I love to watch people's reaction to the most, because that's, a show that definitely was part of forming my personality to be honest. Definitely. But yeah, I watched the live action Nickelodeon shows too. Those definitely were interesting to me as well. But
and now I can't think of the. I know we saw a bunch of them, but oh yeah, we just watched that documentary, like Drake and Josh, iCarly,
indeed,
all those, yeah.
They're now going back to watch the live action shows. Those are a little bit. I will say, rewatching the animated shows definitely have a happier tone to going back, knowing what we know now about the production of those live action shows. But yeah.
Yes. Oh boy. I will say, to answer my own question, I think I definitely am more of a Cartoon Network kid. Just when everyone first started, they were kind of scraping together whatever shows they had, but Cartoon Network had like all the Looney Tunes and the Scooby-Doo stuff, the Hanna-Barbera stuff.
Oh man.
So they already had like a wide slate of stuff to work with while they were developing their own shows. And once they got that full like cartoon lineup with like Dexter's Lab, Ed, Edd n Eddy, Courage the Cowardly Dog, like Powerpuff Girls, come on, they just did not miss, and they were untouchable for a period of time when I was coming up. So I think we're gonna agree to disagree, but
all right, that's definitely fair. Once you mentioned Scooby-Doo, I was like, oh, maybe I want to change my answer, but
and see, even for me, the Scooby-Doo is like the lowest on that totem pole, but it was still really good.
All right,
they didn't miss.
I have one of my most hot takes I have to run by you then.
Okay.
Ed, Edd n Eddy never hooked me. It was just I was not a fan at all of that show. What do you think?
That is totally reasonable. Okay. It might be the strangest show that any of the networks ever put out. Gotcha. The sound design alone is the most buck wild thing I've ever heard in my life. Just all the sound effects that are added in. It's a very strange. It feels like a fever dream when you watch it sometimes. Indeed. And that's not for everybody. I mean, it was of the cartoons. It wasn't my favorite, but if it was on, I fuck with it. I would watch it.
Most definitely. Did you ever get to those the Total Drama Island shows as well?
No, that was kind of past my time. Like,
gotcha.
There's a little brief moment of time where I was like, I'm too old for cartoons. Ugh. But then I started to get into the Adult Swim stuff. So a lot of the with quotes for kids kind of stuff from that era. That's why I didn't see Avatar until like 2020 when it got put on Netflix.
Gotcha.
Because I just missed out on it because I was watching like Family Guy and Venture Brothers at the time.
Definitely.
And Metalocalypse. So so I had to go back and catch those eventually when I was like more of an adult. Adventure Time, Steven Universe, all those shows.
Yeah, well, it's great you got to them eventually because they were worth it.
Yes, and so I guess let's segue into Hey Arnold. We have 3 things we're going to watch here. We are going to start with the intro of the show because honestly, it's an iconic intro. It's really good.
Definitely.
So you have that ready to go?
Yeah, I have it right here. Let's see.
Let's start up that Hey Arnold intro here in 3, 2, 1, go. God, the music is so good in this show.
Indeed.
And just like already, like this New York aesthetic, like the alleyway basketball court.
Yes. I love the soft backgrounds.
The clapping being added in, it's so good. And I love how they show so much. You can tell so much about like the side cast just from this little bit.
Yep. Great character design.
Oh, everyone passes that silhouette test.
Indeed.
Even like the adult characters hanging out the window right there.
Yeah. And highlighting Helga as the somewhat main antagonist, but also commanding his attention with the Hey Arnold title. It works so well.
Oh, so well. I do have one little anecdote I need to share with my kind of screen username being Hey Tallman. One might assume, incorrectly actually, that it is a reference to Hey Arnold.
One might.
But that is not the case. Back in the early 2000s when everyone was getting on, and I'm going to sound like such a boomer when I say this, AOL Instant Messenger.
Ooh.
I think my bones just all creaked at the same time when I said that. Everyone was making their screen names, and a lot of kids that I knew had names like, yo, it's Harrison. Whoa, it's whoever. And so I was like, well, I feel like I need a name kind of like that. So I came up with Hey Tallman. So people could say, hey, Tallman. And that just kind of stuck. And something I made up when I was like 11. Now here I am in my 30s making content still, and I'm still Hey Tallman. So it is not a Hey Arnold reference. You can still comment it if you want, drive that engagement. But it's not. I just had to share that.
Of course. No, that means, hey, it stood the test of time. That means it worked. Okay.
Iconic. Just as iconic as Hey Arnold.
Hey.
It's not.
Hey. I love that confidence.
Misplaced, but still there. But yeah, how we're going to structure this, we've each picked one segment of the show that we felt would be good to watch through here. So we are going to start with my pick, not because it's my video, but because this actually, I didn't even realize this when I picked it. This is the first segment of the first episode that aired on TV. And I picked this one because I feel like clips from this were used in commercials for Hey Arnold, like through its entire run. You'll know what I'm talking about when you see it, and I'll elaborate on it more later. But you about ready to start this one up?
All right, let me load it up.
So let us get started with Hey Arnold, Season 1, Episode 1, Segment 1. Season 1, Episode 1, Segment 1. Downtown is Fruits. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. This isn't rocket power.
The hair definitely would give you that vibe. Starting out with the dream sequences.
This is the coolest Arnold has ever looked in this entire show.
Indeed.
And it's gone forever now.
5, 6, 7, 8.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-da-da. We about to start Chicago?
Not so fast. Come on, Helga. We know our lines. Know your lines? Of course we know your lines. But I don't
What is with that kid's shirt? Just passed by in like 1 second.
Do vegetables have souls?
Do vegetables have souls?
That's a question for the creator of VeggieTales.
Oh my god. Well, they definitely did.
True.
All of them are going to heaven.
You would hope so.
I just hope Bob the Tomato isn't transphobic now.
I feel like they'd be pretty progressive.
Late.
Ooh, Gerald, what was that? You know, for as realistic as that show was, like his whole face stretching when he just pulled his nostrils out was
Yeah.
pretty cartoony.
Very cartoonish. Oh god, the good old gag of all the pets running out every time he opens the door.
Yes. And this is what I was talking about. Just in all the commercials, I feel like I would just see Arnold and Gerald dressed as the banana and the strawberry. And that they just used that shot, little clips of that throughout the entire run of the show. You know, very progressive of them to be dressing like that in the 90s.
Indeed.
Man, this is humiliating.
I'm kind of surprised. I thought I remembered them being on a subway for this, not a bus.
Yeah, I feel like they have used the subway as a setting later in the show a couple times, so I can see that mistake.
I mean, it's New York. It's like the most iconic thing about New York.
Of course.
Unless what? Let's just say we forgot to pull that quarter. And we didn't get off at this stop, or the next stop, or the next.
That's how you end up on the Infinity Train.
No, we couldn't do that. It would ruin the play.
But do you want everyone to laugh at you?
Indeed. Decisions.
What was it right for Helga to make fun of you during rehearsal? Well, oh, Gerald, we gotta stop. We can't ruin
See,
the
there's
play.
that wholesome Arnold coming in. But then we wouldn't have an episode to watch.
True.
I find myself falling into that trap. If they had only done this, this whole situation would have been
Yeah.
avoided. But then we wouldn't have an episode.
Of course.
People. Now remember.
Tag yourself. I'm bacon.
I think I'm the pea pod.
Every food group must
No, I changed my mind. I'm cheese.
Hey, where are the fruits?
My question is, why is Helga the one commanding this production?
She's the only one who stepped up.
Indeed.
Who else is going to step up? Brainy? Can you imagine him just trying to direct going... And that was awful on my mic. I'm sorry.
Journey is the destination, man. What's that mean? I'm not sure. I heard in the hippie movie. Hey, what's
End of
I
the
was
line.
literally about to say, did you hear that from Arnold's grandpa?
Indeed. Did Arnold's grandpa used to be a hippie?
the end of the line?
I don't know. His grandma might have.
Definitely. She definitely gives that vibe.
Yeah, we're stuck downtown.
Hey, title
There's
drop.
the title. Mm-hmm.
I know. We'll call my mom and dad. They'll come pick us up. Good
Oh, a
idea.
time before cell phones.
Oh yeah. Oop. They're in the rough part of town.
Just great. Well, at least let's get rid of these costumes. I can't. Why not?
Oh no.
Didn't wear anything underneath.
Oh lord.
Absolutely tragic.
Underneath? Well, polyester makes me sweat. This is serious. We're stuck downtown. I'm a strawberry, and we don't have any money.
I feel like this is the clip that they used in all the commercials.
Yep.
Go.
And can you imagine if somebody just threw you a big bag of money? I guess that's technically spoilers. We're not supposed to know. There we go. There's the
Indeed.
money.
Wow, people downtown sure are friendly.
That line lives in my head. That people downtown sure are friendly.
Whoa.
And of course, what are the odds?
Oh man.
You were right, Arnold.
I love the platform shoes on Gerald.
Yeah, and I love that Arnold is just still rocking the banana shoes.
He makes them work.
Four full groups.
Ooh, I could go for some street Greek food right now.
Indeed.
A steak, juicy steak, full of fat and protein.
You know, it'd be fucked up if they made him be a pork chop.
Kosher.
Ooh, I have a story to tell about a school play after this, if I remember to.
Oh, you've got
About
to.
stretching.
Do you know how hard I prepared for my role? I ate nothing but dairy products for 2 weeks.
Oh, Helga. How's your digestive system doing?
She's a method actor.
Soothe his fevered brow. Oh, my poor last sweetheart. How I love you.
Iconic.
Indeed.
And yet I hate you. And yet I love you. And yet I hate you.
Yo, that violin is going hard in
I
the
know,
background
the
for that.
strings are driving it home. Oh, I forgot about him.
Yo, they're at a straight up bar.
Yep.
That guy's got beer in a mug.
Pretty bold for a pilot.
Hey, waiter. Sodas for everyone.
Oh, it's sodas.
What do you mean you gave it to the wrong banana?
You know, kind of small.
Yeah,
kinda
dip.
Yellow,
That's their
banana
cue.
shoes. Just like those.
Oh.
Hey!
Oh, it came back. I was just making a joke. Hey, we still got our sodas, right?
I love all the back alley locations in this show.
I know, I was just gonna say, look at all those backgrounds. 2 of those shots were only in frame for like 2 seconds each.
Right?
Wait! You're Arnold and Gerald.
How did he know though? They're not wearing name tags or anything. I'm trying to figure this dude out.
He's this universe's Gideon.
Oh no.
Is there someone you have harmed in the past?
Arnold says never.
I play. I play.
Nope. Can't think of a soul. Gerald, you've got to be kidding. Think of Helga.
I'd rather not think of Helga.
Come on. We've got a karmic energy field to fix. Mr. Jones, thanks.
That's a line.
Indeed.
Where's my 350? I should have foreseen this.
Oh, they went back for them. Okay.
Oop.
Oh no.
They got caught.
Yo, imagine if somebody did just like throw a bag of money to you. Link to my Patreon in the description of this video.
You guys
And
can make it
Sputniks.
happen. Indeed, you guys can make that happen.
Yo, what food group is the fork in? Oh no, they were just stuck on stage the whole time. Those poor kids.
Ladies and gentlemen, there will be a
I'm loving the lighting
small
effects
change in
on
the
her
act. We won't be
reflection.
I
having
know.
It's, but the show must go on.
Ah, just in time.
It's fruits that really makes us do.
Oh my god. The butts in here, man.
Indeed.
This isn't Adventure Time. Banger song.
Indeed.
Wait till I get my hands
Ooh,
on
that
you,
Arnold
That was a
solo.
good. Ooh, yeah.
creature.
He's still going.
You know it's a good play when they have to Let you know it's the end.
It's just one of those unwritten rules where they, the cast comes out for a bow. That's basically them saying the play is over, right?
Of course.
My school play story is when I was in college, a friend of mine was the music director at a high school, and the choir/drama department would put on a musical every year. And one year it was Annie, and I was playing bass down in the pit, and I forgot what song it was. But it's one where Mr. Moneybags, Mr. Morebucks, whatever his name is.
Warbucks? Something like that.
Daddy Warbucks.
There it
Daddy
is.
Warbucks. There, found it. He had to go off stage and do a quick change. And these are just high school kids. They're not like going to do a professional quick change or whatever.
Gotcha.
So we're sitting there vamping on the same 4 bars of this one song as pretty much the whole cast is just standing around, and the director is just like, he's taking forever for this change. And she literally, she's going, "Where is he?"
Uh-oh.
Down in the pit. It was tragic. The song was extended for like 5 minutes as we were playing the same 4 measures over and over again. It was awful.
Did you ever get a
so
clue
rough.
what was going on backstage that made the...
They lost part of his tuxedo
Oh.
and couldn't find it, and we're looking around for it for forever.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's pretty similar to what happened in this episode. You had Helga having to vamp and eventually let the audience down. That, part of their crew was not there, but they came in.
They showed up. Arnold hit the high note.
Indeed.
Banger song. I'm going to go to Spotify and see if I can find War Fruits.
War Fruits, a classic. I'm
I'm
wondering if they had the cast actually sing that, or if they just got different, did a Lion King and had different people sing, and then
I don't know.
Actors.
It wasn't like it wasn't like Arnold all of a sudden had like an opera voice or something. I'm sure it was probably just the voice actor.
Yeah, I'd bet.
That'd be my guess.
Yeah, of course.
Because sometimes it's like obvious when it's a voice double, and for something like We're Fruits, I don't think they're gonna hire like Alanis Morissette or whoever. To
that sounds about right. I gotta say, them having a Helga direct the play gave me very strong Charlie Brown Christmas vibes. With
yes,
just
yes, I was
the
thinking of
group
that
kids.
too.
Yeah, I know later in the show we actually get more present teacher roles and whatnot, and administration roles, but I liked that they kept it strictly centered on the kids in this episode.
Yeah, and I picked this one honestly just because, like I said, they used the fruits. People downtown sure are friendly, like all the time in the commercials. So it's just the images of them as the banana and the strawberry are like forever ingrained in my brain. But honestly, a bit of a weird one for the show, especially how most of the other episodes go.
Yeah,
it
was yeah. I mean, it had some of the hallmarks of your Hey Arnold, the good jazz music. I was really noticing those drums or bongos. I'm not sure what percussion instrument it was, but going hard during the show. But yeah, and got to see a pretty great a good bit of New York, just with all little locations.
The New York set pieces. The Helga saying, "Oh, my Arnold."
Yes,
how my heart melts for
when
thee.
do we drop the mask? When do we see her? Her love for Arnold, her unspoken love. And yeah, that's one of the driving forces of the show. I love that this show had one of its primary antagonists also secretly love the protagonist. I that's something pretty unique that you don't see in many shows.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you get some things like with you watching Gravity Falls, the unrequited love between Dipper and Wendy. You see crushes all the time and stuff like that, but you never really see like an antagonist be like, so what's the term? Tsundere?
Indeed, yes. I actually just watched, because I was Googling Hey Arnold stuff, I think a Robot Chicken short or whatever, where they literally had Helga, I believe that was the title of it or something like that. And
was that the one? No, all right. I'm thinking of a Robot Chicken sketch where, because you mentioned Charlie Brown, where it was, what's that movie Misery, where Kathy Bates like kidnaps the author and breaks his legs? It was that, but it was Linus and Sally. I'm trying to think. Whoever are not brother and sisters, but one had the girl had the big crush on.
Charlie
Linus,
Brown's sister that's obsessed with.
Okay. So I think her name was Sally.
Probably.
She kidnaps Linus and breaks his legs and has him in the bed, and that was a take on that, which was really good.
But yeah, I do see some similarities, as you mentioned, that between Charlie Brown and this, just with the whole cast of kids, you know. But
yeah,
honestly,
I never really made the connection either. But yeah, it's there.
I will say our character designs here, or you know, you mentioned the silhouette test earlier, and yeah, they really are really loud. The character designs in this show, which I gotta say, I definitely admire.
Yeah,
you know, yeah.
Well, you ready to move on to your pick?
Oh, totally, yeah. Just to do
I'm excited for this one. You picked Pigeon Man,
Indeed.
which I don't remember what episode number or segment it is, but an iconic episode that I don't remember what happens in it. But I think we're going to see a lot of Arnold wholesomeness.
Indeed, that's what I was expecting. I believe it's episode 15 or whatever, but I know this one had, you know, a lot of people had. I'll probably wait till the latter half to talk about my theories on this episode. Having a theory about a Hey Arnold episode within itself is already a pretty interesting concept, but people, I guess this one is an episode people thought could be a metaphor for some things. Either way, I'm just excited to see Arnold, you know, interact with his community. I'm sure that'll... Yeah,
no, I'm excited, especially thinking about what could this be a metaphor for. Like, now that, you know, older adults are watching it, like, I'm excited to, like, look at this with new eyes.
Definitely.
But you got it queued up about ready?
I do. I'm ready. Go ahead and count down.
All right, let's start Pigeon Man, episode 14 or 15, something. I don't know. It's on there. Starting up in 3, 2, 1, go. And I love that even though we don't get like actual title cards, you know, it's almost like a cold open, but it's like a wide establishing shot kind of thing.
Good, very nice. Here you go, Lester. Good boy, Fester. Eat up, Chester.
Fester, Chester, and what was the other one?
Lester.
You haven't eaten all your dinner. Must not be hungry.
Oh no, it's more than that.
You remember where Gerald lives? Do you remember who Gerald is?
Oh no.
Good. Fly this to
I have anxiety already. No, that bird is dead. Okay.
Dying.
Thank you for showing us that the bird is
Take your time, Chester.
alive.
Pace yourself.
A carrier pigeon? That's brilliant, Einstein.
Hey, we don't have cell phones yet, Helga.
Arnold's correct, Helga. Carrier pigeons can navigate in many large urban areas.
You tell her.
Century, in case you haven't noticed, football head, and there's been a little...
The iconic football headline.
Wow. And she said there's been an invention called the cell phone, right? Just now?
Chester!
Or did she just say telephone? I don't know. That'd be wild if she said cell phone, though, after I was just making fun of them all
True.
last episode and this one already.
What year is this set? I assume
I looked up the show.
mid-90s?
The show premiered in '96.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah. Cell phones. She probably mentioned cell phones.
Giant Nokia brick.
Sid, are you crazy?
That pigeon guy's nuts.
I've never heard of the Pigeon Man. Who's he?
You're supposed to know everything, Phoebe.
Indeed.
The legend of the Pigeon Man has been handed down from kid generation to kid generation.
In the pet shop district.
Yo, the music during this story time?
Yeah, loving it.
Fire of 69.
Nice.
Till one day, someone saw a dark figure moving among the avian multitude.
Ooh, I love like the almost superhero look to him here.
Yeah.
Alone on the roof of that 88th Street building lived the creature, half man and half bird, known only as Pigeon Man. Some say he survives by eating leaves, twigs, and worms. Some say he's a guy in a chicken suit, alone.
Yo, this is dark.
Indeed.
Who knows? I don't. But to
Like
this
Gerald's
day,
getting me shaken up here.
someone is caring for them. Someone known as Pigeon Man. The end.
I love how this show captures, you know, the creativity of, you know, kids' minds.
Oh yeah. Because everyone had all those urban legends, right?
For sure.
Like what houses in my neighborhood growing up were haunted, everything.
Yeah.
Going to talk to the Pigeon Man.
He's a bold kid. A bold kid.
Yeah, there was definitely a house where the neighborhood talk was that a witch lived there.
Oh.
It's just an old lady that we like hardly ever saw like coming out of her house ever.
Oh, man.
So just every time I go back to visit my parents, I just kind of eye that house and say, like, is that witch still there?
It's like your street's monster house.
Yeah.
I don't know much about 90s New York, but it's weird to imagine a abandoned building that big. But I could be completely wrong.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Hello?
This is so suspenseful.
Definitely setting up a great atmosphere here.
Mr. Pigeon Man?
Ah, he's got a pilot cap on, or whatever you would call that.
I thought maybe you...
And the
This
goggles.
is Chester,
Yeah.
my bird. He's pretty sick.
Ah,
Come back tomorrow.
You're going to keep Chester? And
That's
cure
pigeon
him?
for yes.
mm-hmm.
Also yes.
He's like the pigeon Lorax. He speaks for the pigeons.
Yeah. And it's like, that's probably the first time someone's like, he's interacted with somebody in a long time who didn't
For
just
sure.
straight up like
Write him off as crazy.
get mad at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was okay.
Yeah.
You left Chester with him?
Yeah, he's gonna help him. I could tell. This guy knows pigeons. He even spoke to me.
What'd he say? Cuckoo, ka-choo.
I mean, he did kind of go,
He did coo. You got the first part right.
How's Chester doing? He looks great.
I did open heart surgery.
Yeah, it looks like it.
Time, patience, and the right berries.
How did you learn to talk to him?
I've spent a lot of time with him.
Ah, a character with a pretty pronounced New York accent. I like it.
I was just about to say that too. All the other kids just sound like kids. This man,
Exactly.
you know, he sounds like Brooklyn.
Indeed.
I became fascinated by birds. Fascinated. My friends thought I was weird, so they stopped talking to me. It's hard for me to trust people, Arnold.
I'm starting to see when you were talking about the allegory for something.
Yeah.
Special interest. Kids thought I was weird.
Definitely.
Oh, pizza.
Ah,
How's the pizza?
The mushroom pizza was exceptional. Are these bits of pineapple?
No, not the pineapple on pizza.
I've still yet to try it
Absolutely not.
myself.
Hey, wait a minute. I mean, if Pigeon Man's down here, who's back on the rooftop watching his
Oh
pigeons?
no, I think I just remembered something about this episode.
Oh lord.
You know what would be
I mean,
fun?
we're
No.
seeing the.
We went over to
Oh,
Pigeon
no.
Man's roof while he was away and messed with his stuff.
No, my anxiety just came fully back.
Yeah.
You know, like take all the bird seed out of one bag and put it in another bag.
Oh,
So
dang,
Let's
that'll
hope it
show
stays that.
we all got
Yeah, that tame.
Indeed. Okay. As long as we don't hurt the birds. It is still messed up for them to mess with
but
this stuff.
still. This sucks.
Look, I'm Pigeon Man.
though. Yeah, the show is pretty good at depicting how, you know,
How
kinda
shitty
awful
kids can be.
Kids can be as well. The good
Yeah.
and the bad.
What's with the bird?
Fight back, birds.
How would you act if somebody came to your house and started doing that?
Exactly. Oh no.
My heart is just like pounding right now. My heart is breaking in real
I
time.
know. I'm just afraid he'll think Arnold set him up, but I don't think he
It's
will.
awful. Who did this?
people, Arnold.
Ugh.
They're birds. I trust them.
Yeah.
I understand them.
But not people.
It's people I don't understand.
Yeah.
You see,
None of this would have happened if I hadn't.
Arnold, don't be sad. You've taught me that some people can be trusted,
Yeah.
and I'll never forget that.
That's what I was saying too. The first person that like treated him like another person, right? In a long time.
Definitely.
See,
Vincent.
I just hope there's another Arnold where I go next.
Oh. Not the sun coming out from behind the clouds.
Yeah. Beautiful shot.
Don't they? Do they actually fly him away here?
I'm hoping so. Oh man.
Godspeed, you beautiful bastard.
Indeed.
Always wash your berries before you eat them. And fly toward the sun.
Icarus, close your ears. Don't listen to that.
Yeah. Not advice for everyone.
Wow, it literally ends with him flying into the sunset.
Yeah. So
Wow, what an episode.
we get the streets recluse being run out of town by a bunch of bully kids. Not the most I don't know.
But but still, just like we were talking about Arnold's being like the most wholesome like lead protagonist character, like that more so than maybe any other episode like showcased that, I would say.
I loved him though, his line, I hope wherever I go next there's an Arnold there. It's sweet. Yeah, I loved Arnold's
like
optimism.
Like spoilers for the end of Steven Universe, but when he close your ears if you haven't finished Future, but when he leaves town and Peridot says, maybe my favorite line of the whole series, where am I gonna find a Steven as good as you?
Ah, damn. Peridot
that
has
got me.
Line. That's a great one.
Yeah. But man, leading up to this, I was gonna do a bit where I thanked you for not picking the Christmas episode where they find Mr. Wynn's daughter.
Yes.
Because that might be the first time a TV show ever made me cry.
Definitely.
But this came close.
Yeah.
This was rough.
Yeah, to fit this much emotion into 11 minutes is some pretty tight writing was put in here. And I think they did it pretty effectively.
There was really good setup, and then like the payoff when we meet him, and then like the emotional fall at the end. It was a 3-act play in 11 minutes.
Indeed, and we literally got a play last episode, but this one was the
just structured like one.
Yeah, indeed. Yeah, when I talked about like the this episode being allegorical in the beginning, I remember probably literally years ago watching a video where people were theorizing about what happens to Pigeon Man at the end, and if it's a metaphor for someone leaving off a building. But I honestly see it as way more, now getting to go back and watch the episode, it seems way more positive, and him flying off.
I took it as like an autism thing.
Definitely. He was, I was going down the neurodivergent checklist in my mind while, he was talking about, not really fitting in well with people and whatnot. Like, yeah.
His special interest being birds.
Of course, literally speaking to the birds and whatnot. And, him, and just the way that, the people had legends of him and turned him into this non-human type character, like, alien or whatnot, Yeah, just the way society can kind of other people with autism and neurodivergent people. I can definitely see that here.
Yeah, no, that was a great episode, man.
Yeah. And it goes on to show just more of Arnold's. I love him just interacting with the unique characters in New York, and this was definitely one of the.
Yeah, and we got a lot of the kids too. Like we got the whole scene with like almost the whole gang of the kids, as they were kind of doing the whole mysticism, telling the story kind of thing. Yeah. But the bulk of the episode being Arnold with the Pigeon Man.
Yes. Definitely.
So I love that they can just fit so much in there. We didn't get any of the grandparents in any of these two, which is a little unfortunate.
Yeah, we did get the all the pets running out of the house, but his grandfather's voice is stuck in my head even now. I can hear it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I was trying to think like should we have picked more episodes? Like what other like great ones would there be? And I think the one that keeps coming to my head is. Well, yeah, if we want to like just fucking bawl our eyes out.
Yeah.
But there was one episode where like there was a heat wave in New York and everyone was just so hot.
I wanted to search that one up because I thought it'd be apt because where I am right now in Atlanta, it is extremely hot. We had some pretty hot days here.
Oh yeah. But Houston is the same.
Oh, I bet.
And we got that humidity too.
For sure.
It sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, Hey Arnold was just such a nice show. Like
Definitely.
you could pick almost any episode and it would probably be a winner. I mentioned the diversity of the cast. I think I made a joke about it would be fucked up if they made Harold like a pork chop or something. But the episode where Arnold helps him at his bar mitzvah, the first time, one of the first times like in a kids show I saw anything like that of like a growing up in America, with I guess technically in quotes a majority of kids being raised in the Christian church or whatever.
For sure.
Seeing like like a Jewish ceremony like that was something awesome to see as a kid.
Definitely.
And I love that more and more shows are starting to fit in other culture stuff that doesn't really fit into that like quotes American mold.
Yes.
And Arnold was a front runner of that.
Definitely. I think one of the other pretty great instances, I mean, we have some neurodivergent rap in this episode, but another great instance, I believe his teacher was, coded as gay, I believe. I don't know if it was ever...
I think so.
...directly mentioned, but I remember, we have some LGBTQ rap in the show as well, which was pretty awesome. But I'm sure that this show has, that... I mean, it's depicting New York. You're going to have a lot of diversity, and I'm glad that they actually, were
maybe if they give us another Hey Arnold reboot at some time, maybe we'll have an explicitly queer episode with the teacher, kind of like Arthur. I think the final episode of Arthur, when they eventually ended it, had their teacher getting married.
I'm glad you mentioned it, because I was thinking of Hey Arnold, and when you mentioned, wanting to react to the episode where Arnold and, Gerald, get lost in quotations, of course, here. But I was like, oh my god, that reminds me of the episode where Arthur gets lost, and maybe it's something that'll happen on my channel. Who knows what's in the future? But if we could maybe do a
revisit,
revisit some Arthur, that'd be. Let us know in the comments, guys, if you think that'd be something worth checking out.
Yes, and just in general, like other shows to check out, like whether it be just me and Sputnik. Me and Sputnik are already talking about doing another one down the line, so keep your eyes open.
Definitely.
I think this one went well, but I want to bring on like other creators as well to kind of just have this be like, one-offs, but a series of one-offs, kind of,
Definitely.
so to speak.
I enjoyed the hell out of this.
This was
cool.
so much fun. I loved recording this. This went, I don't want to say like it went better than I thought, but it went so well. I'm so happy with how this turned out. Now I have to edit the damn thing.
I know. That'll be fun to see how it comes out. My first collaboration, I must say this has been a ton of fun. Great getting to revisit the show.
Yeah. Well, any closing thoughts you have on Hey Arnold? Anything you want to share? Plug your channel once again.
Of course. Just want to thank you again, Tallman, for inviting me to do this collaboration. This show, honestly, I'm gonna have to go maybe do a little binge myself of some good Arnold episodes, because this, reignited some love for this in me, for this show in me. Definitely give us your review of New York when you go visit there in September. Tell us if this show did a good job.
I'll be talking about it
for sure.
I'll do a Hey Arnold and Moon Girl location sighting if I can.
You most definitely should do a video on that. But yeah, if you guys want to check out my channel, it's Sputnik Spyglass. Hopefully it'll be linked in the description or whatnot. But
it will.
I have reactions over there. Game of Thrones is on there. Reactions to Fiona and Cake are on there. Tons of great animated shows that we've checked out are on there. So yeah, check out the channel if you are looking for some more reactions.
Yes, go check out Sputnik. His reactions are great.
Thanks, guys.
And that's coming from someone whose reactions are mediocre at best.
Hey, let's work on the self-talk here. Your reactions are great. Been watching your I was gonna say Gravity Falls on accident, but no, not Gravity Falls. Been watching your Infinity Train reactions, and yeah, I can't believe you finished the show.
Just finished today. As we're recording this, my finale one went up today. Great show. And I guess that leads me into one final question before we close.
Okay.
Of everything you've watched on your channel, regardless of how well it did view-wise or anything like that, just the quality of the show itself, what is the best thing that you've watched on your channel? Because for me, I think it's Infinity Train.
Okay, we're talking about show here. Goodness.
Yes. Or movie, because you have a movie or two up there, right?
Yeah, we got
Encanto?
Probably around like 5 or something like that. One of the first ones when I was coming back to doing videos was probably Encanto, which the editing isn't my best editing. Hey, I was just getting back into it, but Encanto, that one made me sob. So that if you're looking for an emotional reaction, Encanto for sure. But I mean, Steven Universe, I'm obsessed with it. Literally has, I don't know if any piece of media has came into my life and inspired me in so many ways, made me feel so many emotions. It just made me realize how great reacting to shows can be in terms of the community they bring out. So Steven Universe most definitely would have to be it for me. I literally started making music, doing some covers of Steven Universe because the show inspired me so much. So yeah.
Awesome, great answer. Well, other than that, I think we are about done here. So, like I said before, link to Sputnik's channel will be in the description. Probably, I think I can tag people in the titles to videos. He'll probably be tagged in the title. Awesome. So go subscribe to him, go check out his reactions, and let me know what other shows you want me to do in this format, other creators you might want to see on here. But hey, I'm just super glad that this first kind of pilot run turned out really well. So hey, thanks again for joining me. Thanks for responding to my DM, Sputnik. And until next time, y'all watching at home, I'll catch you later. Take it easy, everybody.
Bye, guys.